Right, so welcome back to Adventure 82. If you're to believe Erica, she's dying. Which is actually the reason we didn't have a video out last week. So we got up last week beginning of the week, and Erica had a cold. Alright, well that's fine. Well, you get rid of your cold and your sinus and we'll go and do it the end of the week. And come the end of the week, when Erica was getting better, I got the damn cold. So then we still couldn't film because I couldn't talk for very long because my throat got the brunt of it. But we're here now, and as promised, we're off for a stroll along Leyburn Shawl. So this should be quite cool. I've not been up here before. I've only been here as far as the park with the kids, which was back when I did the video. Did move into North Yorkshire, help my autism and mental health. That's a while ago. That was back, I think, in the spring. But anyway, that's where we are. Cue the B-roll. Right, so we're coming up onto the Shawl, and this is where the first gate is. So you've got houses along here, but ooh, how does this latch work? I haven't come across one like this. Okay, it lifts up like that. Sound. Ooh. Right, Hayes Outdoors, if you're watching this, latch and locks, mate. He's not done this very well. Look at that. That's not good. Right. There we go. Right, so the reason I have to keep this one shut is because you see we've got some woolly visitors over there. What I do love about this place is look at this. Absolutely stunning. So for those of you who aren't aware, this one over here, looking over us here, that's Pen Hill. Just at the bottom of Pen Hill there, coming across here, you get to Midland High Moor, and that takes you round and through and down into the, I'm not sure if Midland's a town or a village. I'd imagine it's a town. Got another village there in the distance. I'm not sure which one that is, but yeah, so we're technically not in the Dales yet. So the Dales start slightly further down. Technically we're in North Yorkshire in Leyburn. There's a sign at the side of the road with the classic kind of ram logo for the Yorkshire Dales that says welcome to the Yorkshire Dales. I think it's just before you round the first corner to go around into West Whitton before it then winds up and goes up the hill. Right, so they've got a plaque here, shows you what you're looking at from here. So we're stood dead centre. You've got Pen Hill just over here, as I said, with Midland High Moor about here. You come across, and then you've got all the way along here. You got Cloverdale, High Crag, and so on as you move away across, and then you can see kind of like an indentation in the land going kind of across here. You can see like a straight tree line. That's the railway making its cutting all the way through. And they say in the distance you can see the River York. I can't quite make that one out, but it says it's kind of over this way here. Maybe it's not quite clear enough for that, or I'm just really blind because I'm short-sighted, God knows. But that's what you got. And then over here in the distance, apparently, I didn't realise, I'm going over here, there's a village over there. I wonder what that one is. I'm an absolute moron. According to this, that's West Whitton. So I don't even recognise the damn village I live in. I've been here over a year. That's brilliant, isn't it? Right, so we're now into a new area. Look at this, I've not been in this bit before. There was a lady here just a moment ago, she's throwing a ball for her dog, so I'm going to guess you can bring your dog up here, so maybe I should have brought Mary. It's a thought for next time. So, we've got the A684 over here, to my left. And nothing but greenery and fields to the right. We're going straight ahead. I can hear the knocking and the banging, so I imagine the quarry's not too far away. Whilst I'm doing this, I thought I'd mention what happened last week. So, not last week, the week before. So when I did the original Leyburn video, taking on a little tour around Leyburn, I'll be the first to admit, I've been here for just over the year. I clearly don't know the area as well as a lot of people who live here, because a lot of the people who live here have been here kind of all their lives. There's people who've been here for like generations. And there's people who've watched it that grew up here and still know the area better than me because they grew up here, and that's sound. I have no problem with that. Like most of them were giving me information about the area and such that I didn't know, and it was all really quite interesting. And for all the people who made those comments and said, by the way, there was this and there was that and what have you, brilliant. I appreciate all of it. Some of the comments were on Facebook. YouTube would have preferred if it had been on there, but it wasn't. So whatever. But there was a couple of people who seemed a bit offended, because I didn't know. Someone said, like, someone got offended because I got the name of one of the pubs wrong. I said there was 3 pubs and there was 4. So, like, I don't really go to the pub very often, so that's my bad. I apologise if that offends you. Also, someone started saying, like, about, like, do you even know what was on top of the Chinese and stuff? I'm like, well, clearly no, because whatever was on top of the Chinese clearly isn't there now. So no, I don't know. It was meant to be just a basic kind of little walk around Leyburn to share it with others, because I think it's a very pretty little town, and it hasn't changed on the surface, at least from what I can see, all that much since way back when. Obviously, if you've grown up here, you're going to say, well, no, because there was this and there was that and that was this and that was that, and that's fine, you know, because I could do the same thing if I went back to Jersey and people go, oh, Jersey's like, yeah, but you go back 40 years, like 1987 or whatever, when I was a kid, there was this, that and something else, and they're going, oh, okay. And, you know, it's nice to tell them, but it's the way you tell them, and these people seem to be either offended or telling me off. Whichever one it was, I apologise to anybody I did offend. Yeah, so just anybody's aware, this is also just to show people the Leyburn Shawl. There may well be stuff you know that I don't. If you want to tell me and leave comments and stuff on YouTube or on Facebook, normally it's on Leyburn Residents, but wherever, might be Wednesday past and present, or wherever it might be, on the Adventure 82 Facebook page. You know, it's your choice. That sound, I'm always happy to learn about the area. That's what makes this bit different, I think, and that's what's taken me a while to adjust. The fact that here, I don't already know everything. I already knew everything when I was making the videos in Jersey. I didn't already know everything when I was doing the videos here. So I rely on those comments, those people who like, it's a good video, but this, and this, and they kind of politely correct you and just try and give you information. Oh, like, I remember when my nan used to do this and such, and like, those are really wonderful, lovely things that I like to learn. And it gives you a bit deeper insight into the actual village and its history and the area. And I hope to get the same thing as I work my way around doing the other places. So when I do like Aysgarth and such, because I'm going to try and work my way through the different Dales villages and show you what the different ones are like. But yeah, if I do offend you or whatever in any way because I've missed a bit, either way I apologise. I'm not going to go because I don't want to bore anybody. So this is quite intriguing. Historically, when I've come across these so far over here, there's been a wooden bit to climb or a gate. Here there's neither. What's this? The rolling hills are calling and I must go, remembered always. Right, so that's a memoriam for somebody. God rest their soul. The view up here though is just spectacular. Looks like over here we're going to have a choice of gates. So let's see what that's like. Have to say, the contrast in sky just before I disappear. That grey, blue, grey, blue. If anybody ever tells you that the north, the weather can't make up its mind, that's just proof. I quite like it that way actually, to be fair. Right, so yeah, let's go have a look at these gates and see whether it is actually multiple choice or whether they're two gates to the same place. Right, so we're at the two gates. I figured out what this is. And before anybody says I'm being offensive, I'm not being offensive. I am not small, okay? So I'm quite chunky and I always have been. I used to get picked on by kids for being fat when I was at school. So I'm nowhere going to pick on anybody who's overweight or anything else. However, what they've done here is, I think you've got the original gate there for the thinner person, and this one for the more portly gentleman.
For dogs.
And for obviously for dogs. Well, actually, no, I reckon Mary would probably leap through there. Eric is saying and dogs. I reckon Mary would probably quite happily go through there. Then again, if you have a Saint Bernard, it ain't going to fit. No. But then if you've got a Chihuahua, it'll probably just go underneath a little hole in the middle. So it depends. Good point. Yeah, so either way, I think that's what it is. That and, yeah, probably actually, it might be dogs and old people, I would imagine. My mum would not get over that. Mum, if you're watching, would you not just break a leg? Right, so... Eric has had issues with her knee, she's just gone, my knee would break. So, so Erica wants to go through this way. I want to try my chances with the narrow gate, so let's see how we get on. I'm filming myself, love. You want pass camera to you? You can if you want. No, look, see, she's going for the cheating way. Look at that. Not good, man. Right, so, can I get through here? Yeah, it's bigger than you'd think. It's squiffy, it's like a V. Get on with it, man. Oh. So my backpack actually got caught. But haha, I made it through. So, this I'm guessing, from what I'm looking at over here, is what they meant by the remnants of the old Leyburn quarry. So, you can see that most people these days use this path and go through that gate. It's just weirdos like me who want to see if they can fit through the skinny gate. So that would be the remains of Leyburn quarry, or what's left of it. Obviously nature seems to have reclaimed the rest. It's lovely heavy area. So I'm guessing, because there's loads of dig holes here, they've also got a bit of a, maybe it's a mole issue? Moles? Yes. Rabbits maybe? No, we get a lot of rabbits.
You'd see burrows, wouldn't you?
Ah, that's true. Well, there's some. See, like, see, it looks like, but it depends on the size of the rabbit, because there's a rabbit and there's a hare. I don't know. I know the pheasants around here are suicidal, right? You can tell, like, autumn's come because, hang on. You can tell autumn's come, right, over here, or at least from what I've noticed in the Dales anyway, Because when Elton's fully arrived, what happens is every pheasant in Christendom dives in front of your car to try and commit suicide. One of them succeeded last year and he broke my headlight in the process. How inconvenient of him.
He didn't die, he flew off.
He survived. Wow. So you can see here another remnant where they must have dug down for the quarry there with the wall. So there's history everywhere up here. This is what I've learned, because like in Jersey you have to actively kind of hunt out the history. It's kind of hidden. So a lot of Jersey's history, unless you're local, you wouldn't know where it was. And here it's kind of the same thing, but there's so much of it everywhere that the best thing you can do is just go out on a random walk and just see what you can find. And I'm so used to the old concept of how I used to do things, of like, right, I'm going to do like this gun site this week and doing the research on it and then going out and filming it and they're giving you guys all the appropriate information. So it's taken me a while to adjust to that. There are still situations where that works. So like I'm showing you away. So like I'm going to a castle that actually still exists in some shape, size or form. Well, like if I go to like an old RAF base or something like that, or an old mill, the research thing still applies. But a lot of the time for this stuff, it just doesn't. And I also find that this stuff is so much more, what's the word I'm looking for? So much more, not surprising, but the walk seems that much more adventurous. If you don't research it, it seems better that way. Which is really odd coming from me, because there's very few things that I would do where I don't know what I'm doing before I go there. So, but these walks, I know kind of, as long as I know where it starts, where it ends, I'm quite happy to figure out what's along it as I go, just as long as I know where I'm going to end up. So, you can see up there, there's a track that comes down. The road that track comes down from, that's the old Shawl road. So I know where it ends up, but I've driven down it just because it also goes to the dump, which is at the end of the road. It does go round and past the dump. I don't know where it goes beyond that. But I know it goes that far. Also, pardon me, I like all the old power cables. Jersey used to have those, and they're all gone now because JC put them all underground. What's over here? You know, just have a look over this fence. Okay, so that's like woodland. Look at that. That's really well undisturbed woodland. Can't imagine probably the last time somebody's been in there. Is there? Oh, Erica says there's a gate back there we pass, you can go into it. So you might do that at some point then. Well, that's a good place. Do you know what we should have done, don't you? Should have bought the burner and had like a cup of tea or something halfway.
See, this is why you have to be prepped. This is why I bring my rucksack.
To be fair, it's your fault, because yet, even after August when you ran out of your gas in Kent, right, you still haven't replaced your gas. And you took responsibility for sorting out a part of the truck before I could finish what I'm doing. And you haven't got around to putting your burner and stuff in the secret cubby hole of the truck, so it's there whenever we want it.
I've been ill.
For a month and a half?
Pretty much.
No, she's lying, people.
I'm not lying.
She's lying. She's a dirty, rotten, lying hound.
Other stuff, I've been ill for that.
Look at this. Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that log that kid hides in Pete's Dragon. Do you remember? He turns it over and he crawls inside it to hide from... Was it the Godins the family was in that? Oh look, I've got another skinny gate. Or a normal gate. I'll go for the skinny gate just because I've got a camera. I don't have to open this one. Right, okay. I'm going to guess not many people sit on this bench anymore. I'm also going to guess that once upon a time you used to be able to go, well, probably still can go down there. Not in these trainers though. We're gonna have to come back because there's clearly more to this to explore. There's lots of places we've got to go back to. We've got to go back and finish Cal's Head Mill. We're due to go back sometime, hopefully this month, might be next month, and finish.
Chimney.
No, that's Cal's Head Mill, you plonker. And we've got to go back and finish the Railway Museum because the Great Hall's now reopened, so I want to see what that's like.
Do you know what this would be? Nice place to take the kids for a picnic. Look at all that big grass area.
Would actually. Yeah. This is the first part of proper woodland I've walked in since I've got here, and it was on my doorstep. I just had no idea it was here. Look at it.
Wow, look at the tree. I do like a good tree.
See what I mean? This is just a surprise. I knew where the walk went. I had no idea what to expect as far as what I see on the walk. This is stunning. It's so nice to find it so easy to get into nature. With no restrictions, well, no unreasonable restrictions. Right, so Erica, we found the blackberry bushes. Well, no, because it's always worth knowing. Oh, that's a blueberry. So there's blueberry bushes mixed in there as well. We found somewhere to go berry picking. That's nice.
Oh, it's on this side too.
Nice. So what's in this opening? Let's have a look over here. Wow. Okay, so there used to be a path that went behind. That much is clear, but that's well overgrown. I've got chicken wire underneath here. I'm guessing that's to stop animals digging their way in, because you do get sheep in here. And this is clearly more remnants of said old quarry. So it's quite, well, the quarries tended to be quite vast. Also, the big giveaway with these quarries is how uneven the land is, because it becomes so uneven because of all the land spoil. And which actually you can see over there, big pile of land spoil just through the trees. But by God, what I have learnt really quickly is the people up here, they work so goddamn hard for their money. So hard. I'm starting to get an appreciation for how it must have felt for those people when all that was taken away. That's the quarries and the coal mines and stuff winded down. Because this quarry, as far as I'm aware, used to send its stone via the railway. The old Wensleydale Railway, so all the stone here would have been taken down to Wensley Station, put on the Wensleydale Railway. It would have gone either north or south, depending whether they wanted to go up towards Garsdale or down to North Allerton to be moved onto the main line. But yeah, the amount of people that have probably spent so much time up here chiseling away at rock, I'll never never be able to portray exactly how much appreciation I have for those people who came and built what we have now. I mean, all these farm walls and stuff, they wouldn't exist without these quarries and those quarry workers working their backsides off for next to nothing. Right, so just come across this old rusty gate. It's clearly been open for some time. Just wondering what the significance is of this area. I might was once upon a time shut off. Because there doesn't seem to be any obvious reason. Path goes off this way. You see it's fenced all the way along there. So I wonder what, pardon me, I wonder what it's all about. Ah, that would be what it's all about. So this would have been part of the quarried area. If we come through this path, I don't know if I can get through. Yes, I can. We have a squirrel there, look at that. He's running around on the floor. Oh, that's cool. Here you go, slightly clearer view. There he is, look. Right, we'll let him go about his business. Right, so back. Sorry, I had a choking spree. So it's still not quite right. I'm going to guess this is why it was fenced off, because it's part of the quarry. Look, there's a well, we've got the spoil heap there we saw before. What we couldn't see before was a massive, looks like it used to be a kiln. Look at that. Wow, this is okay. So dump's just there. So the road continues down this way. So this is why I've never seen this. So I don't know where this road comes out. Interesting. But look at this. We can't not have a look at this. There we go, look at that. Now I'll guess, because that's purpose built, you can see the bricks they're built out of. That must have almost certainly been a kiln. So, I wonder what they were... I wonder what they were quarrying then, what kind of stone it was. So if it needs to be baked, it may have well been lime. Because they didn't really make bricks up this neck of the woods. That's really quite interesting. And there's a plinth or something down there. Massive metal drum. I have no idea where that came from. Unless that's part of the furnace. There's a marking on it. I don't know if I can get down there. Let's have a look. Someone's been... So this is infill. You can see here this is a bit of everything. You don't really know what you're walking on. So this should be interesting. Also, this grass is insanely long. Right, so that's been cut open on purpose. That canister has. You can see there that there's a stand from something. See, this is something I'll have to do a bit of research on when I get back from filming, and once I've found the information out, I'll relay it back to you if I can figure out what it was. But I'm almost certain this would have been to do with the Leyburn quarry. And I'm almost certain that if I put this out, and I haven't been able to figure it out, that someone will be able to tell me, which is what I love about this place. everybody knows, or someone always knows what's going on. So, I had no idea this was here. That's so awesome. This is going really well. I'm not one for, like I say, unplanned, but wow. Okay, so that's cool. Right. So, and you can see this is a spoil heap. What it's like on the other side then. I might go round afterwards if I've got time when I get back to the car and have a look and see what it was like on the other side. Right, so as I make my way back, if you do know information about this quarry, or more importantly, like a book or something I can find on the information of the Leyburn quarry, that'd be quite interesting, because I've been trying to find out information on this quarry and the Redmire quarry for a while. But there's not a lot online about it. I'm not sure where else to look. I'm going to guess there's something underneath us as well, because in certain areas you have these pipes like this, and it's definitely a pipe, because look, if you slide that, there's a valve. So is that because there's gases or something under there? Alright. It's interesting. If this is like a landfill, that would explain the valve, because the landfill would naturally give off gas that they have to vent or explode. See, because there's another one over there. There's another pipe over there, which has got a valve in it. There's another one there. That's very interesting. Right. There's some food for thought. Oh, the way out's here. Right. I'll come back to you once I'm back on the original Shawl path. Right, so we're now back on the main path. That path we were following before, I came back and I walked down the other way because it wired off, didn't it? It dips down, and it dips down to what looks like the current day quarry. So I'm not sure if you can go down there or not. So I can see there's proper built walls here as well. But this is the wall here that I got to. See, so as Erica's kind of pointing out, if I come to this bit slightly lower, you can see here a remnant of the old quarry. Here.
You can see the road to the other one.
And the road to the current quarry. And the path comes down in these trees over here, down into where these green tank things are. So I'm not actually sure if I'm allowed down there or not, but it looks very interesting. So I may well come back and have a look if I'm allowed down there. Be interesting to know what this was. That's what I mean when I said I need to try and find something on the history of the Leyburn quarry, because there's nothing much around. It's really cool though. Right, so before we got distracted by quarries and lime kilns, I suspect it was a lime kiln, but I'm not 100% certain. I said I had some news about the Wednesdale Railway. So, as you're aware, the Wednesdale Railway, or if you don't know as well, I shall explain, used to once upon a time run from Northallerton all the way up to Garsdale, where it would then join the main line. Because it used to join the main line at Northallerton at one end, and the main line at Garsdale on the other end. It was kind of a collaboration between two different mainline railways, because the main line at Garsdale was run by a different train company to the main line in Northallerton. Either way, the idea was, and has been for some time, that the Dales National Park have always preserved the track bed as a provision in case the railway was ever to be relayed, whether it be through the current heritage line that kind of runs from Scruton to Redmire but hasn't actually got back to Redmire yet, and that's a whole other thing, or whether it was by someone else who decided to reopen the north part of the line, and then you had like two separate heritage lines. But recently, and when I say recently I mean about 2 days ago, as I'm recording this, I read an article on my phone that says that the Dales National Park have decided that the north end of the railway, so this is kind of Hawes to Garsdale section, is now going to be turned into a cycle slash wheelchair slash easy access path thing. There was a lot of opposition to it because people wanted the railway to be able to be relayed. I highly doubt the Wensdale Heritage Railway would ever reach that far. But the Dales were of the opinion that they'd preserved it for long enough, it seems, and that there was never going to be another railway there. And I can see their logic, because when it was originally put in back in the 90s, when Wensleydale became a heritage line down this end, they had ambition to reach all the way to Garsdale, and they've never got further than Redmire. So that's kind of, I think, what's fueled this kind of, well, should we, shouldn't we? And they had a meeting, and so now, yes, the Wensdale Railway between Hawes and Garsdale is now going to be a easy access path for people to access Dales, which is a good and bad thing. It's good, obviously, because there's no reason why people of a disabled nature who need like wheelchairs, mobility scooters and stuff shouldn't be able to take in this kind of scenery and the serenity and peacefulness that comes with it. They're always looking to make more cycle tracks these days. It's just the way of the world. And I'm excited to walk along it once it's done. But there's also part of me that's quite sad, knowing that that puts an end to it, that there'll never be another steam train going through the Dales. But that's what they've decided to do. Anyway, back to this lot. So this is opening up a bit again now. So we've got a wall this side of very strong smell of bonfire. Yeah, there's a very strong smell of bonfire. Don't ask her, she's nose blind. Very strong smell of bonfire. In the distance there you can see the current quarry. I don't know if you can quite make out in the camera, but that's where the current quarry is. And we're now going to work our way down towards Wensley. Right, so we've come out now and we're kind of, from what I can tell from the map, we're kind of just before Wensley, so we're heading towards, if we keep going that way, we're going, I think we're going to end up in Preston Square. I have no idea where this ends up. I may well end up having to cut this one short, I don't know. But I think we found the smell of the bonfire. Wensley's that group of buildings there, that's Wensley. Winding its way through up there will be West Whitton. I have a sneaking suspicion this ends in Preston under Scar, but I don't know. And Erica's had issues with her knee, and it's their first day out since dying with lady flu.
Sort of lady sinus.
Um,
It
so
kills me every time. I was fine, right? I was fine, and then I woke up in the morning and I was dead. Literally, I couldn't open my eyes.
Is it really?
That's not lady flu. That's just smack you in the face sinus.
Right, we'll be honest
Again.
to the people. Are we going to have to come back and finish this walk?
Oh,
Or are you going to die before we get to the end?
I wanna see what's round the corner.
Right, so we're going to go down here. We'll see what's down this way.
I also want to look down there, but I don't like heights. So.
I'll film down there for you.
Thank you.
Um,
You're very kind.
She won't go down there. So we're going to go down this way a bit further.
And then I'll stop, 'cause I'm dead.
Because we walked about an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half, about that's 3 hours. And we have to bear in mind that we have to have lunches before the kids come home. But just to scare the hell out of my mother, look at the drop. The view is stunning. Look, the birds. I'm higher than the birds. Also, there's like stone rubble down there, so I wonder if there was quarrying down that way too. I wonder if you can get into that bit. Anyway, now I've made Erica flinch. Are you suitably flinched now, my dear? Is it that bad? Right, so yeah, we're going to go down there now. I have found the secret stash of blueberries.
On this side, look.
Oh, they're everywhere. Wow. So many wild berries, actually, to be fair, out here. So, this actually looks like we're coming into Preston under Scar. It really does now. So, I'm interested to see if we do make it to, or what Verica can make it to the end, where this actually ends up. So, kind of fades this path between being paved, not paved. There's lots of little bits off of it, like this one here. So, to explore this all in one go would be almost impossible anyway. So, with that in mind, find more berries. With that in mind, if we don't make it to the end, then I guess I'll have to come back and walk from the other end. If I can figure out where the other end of this is. Because obviously without walking at the full length and coming out the other end, I don't know where the other end is. So I'm not quite sure where the other end of this path goes. I was told it goes up by Wensley, which it has, but it doesn't come out at Wensley. I'm not even sure if it comes out, to be honest, at Preston under Scar. So this could come out anywhere. Well, I have to say, as I'm walking up here, I can see what looks like a building or something. Aye, maybe it's just the wall going around the corner. Aye. Let me go in this corner and then we'll assess. Right, so I've just been talking to a very nice lady who's just walking off there with their dog. I didn't catch your name. That's my autistic brain again. I always forget to ask people their names. She did, however, enlighten me. So this path kind of goes as long as you want it to go. So,
I think she works at the village shopping.
so just a bit further up, she might do. So just a bit further up from here, you come just past here, she says, you get to a field. You can cut across the field and that brings you down into Wensley. Or you can continue on and you actually walk all the way through and up to Redmire if you want to, because it goes, if you follow the path you can actually go from here to Preston under Scar and then from Preston under Scar through into Redmire, so the walk is actually kind of as long as you want it to be. We're going to be dropping down into Wensley today, so Erica's knee doesn't fall off, because that's the first stop. I think she's done really well considering her. She's got the back end of sinusitis. Her knee's been buggered for about a week. Today's the first day it's felt normal. I'm very proud of her for making it so far. It's like to go from your knee being really swollen and just about climbing the stairs a week ago to being able to walk for 2 hours on here is pretty good going. It is quite flat, which has helped, I'm sure, but still, it's a long walk if you've not done anything for a while. So I like this layered wall. See how I've got the layers? You've got the bottom layer and some flat stone, and the second layer and flat stone, the third layer. I love that. That's a stunning piece of architecture. It's just a giant wall, but I just like it. I think that's really cool. I'm going to turn around and say, I wish you could make houses out of walls like that. And someone's probably going to turn around and go, well, you can. But you have to put cement in it. So, right, so this is what the lady was on about. So there used to be a gate here, apparently. And there isn't anymore. So, the way out, so this is where it all splits up. So that's for the quarry, you're not allowed through there. You can see it's fenced off. This bit here, it will take you down to Preston under Scar. This bit here is what takes us down into Wensley. So we're going to pop down into Wensley and come back round. I, however, probably, unless there's something really interesting, won't be filming this bit because it takes you down past the old mill, which you've already seen when I did Cow's Head Mill. So I'll catch up with you when we're back in Leyburn. Right, so me and Erica decided to come back the way we went because she wasn't sure about walking back on the road. She's just walking ahead of me there. She's just there. But we're now back in Leyburn. We met a lovely bloke just on the way back called Gary, who's grown up all around here. He's telling us about some stuff that I didn't know about the quarry, so we'll be going back to investigate those bits and pieces at some point. But I hope you enjoyed today's little walk around Leyburn Shawl, and I'll see you next week. So for me, Erica, and the 20 million sheep that I've gathered here on the Shawl, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.